the Tokyo Olympics. The games set to begin in just 10 days. And with the city under a new COVID state of emergency, it's going to be an Olympics like no other. James Longman is there in Tokyo. He has details. He is under quarantine in his hotel room. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Robin, or should I say evening. A very different Olympics, that is for sure. Just 10 days to go until the opening ceremony. The chair of the IOC is actually here in Tokyo, and he said that Tokyo was the best prepared city ever to host an Olympics. But I think a lot of people will disagree with that, given that the COVID Delta variant is still surging here and so few people have received a vaccine.
It was hope pushing Tokyo's Olympics back a year would give Japan enough time to get past the pandemic. But with the opening ceremony now less than 2 weeks away, that hasn't happened. Nothing about these games will be normal. The opening ceremony is usually packed with thousands of gold medal hopefuls proudly marching from every corner of the earth, likely paired way back, and 30 minutes longer to allow for social distancing. A massive testing and quarantining process is in place. Athletes must arrive at the Olympic Village in Japan's capital 5 days before their sports start, and they have to leave the country 48 hours after they've been eliminated or their event ends, whatever comes first. And masks are mandatory at all times except when competing.
They have to kind of pretend they're back in 2020, dealing with those very rigid rules that they live by in 2020, even though now, of course, it's the summer of 2021.
Going ahead with the Games has been controversial. Japan's COVID numbers are far lower than most other countries, but they're rising, and the Delta variant accounts for 34% of cases in the Tokyo region. That's expected to be 75% by the end of July. And crucially, only about 16% of people have received a vaccine. There's big local opposition to these events happening at all. Olympic organisers have implemented strict protocols to keep athletes safe and the games running smoothly, like daily testing and tracking apps to monitor movement.
No high fives, no handshakes, no cheering, no yelling. It is going to be a very Spartan existence.
And it's not just the athletes locking down. Spectators will be banned from nearly every event, including parents of Olympians, meaning none of that Olympic drama, like these infamous scenes from US gymnast Ali Raisman.
Come on, handstand, let's go.
And even for journalists covering the Games, getting into the country is not easy.
The amount of paperwork you need to get into Japan is unbelievable. And now I'm waiting for the results of a coronavirus test, which I just took. That will appear here, and then I will be summoned to a window, and then I've got to go through immigration.
Now, it's not just the paperwork. I am in total isolation here, guys. Let me show you where I am. I'm in my hotel room. I'm not allowed to leave for 3 days. Bear with me. And this is it. This is my little setup. I'm basically stuck here. I have 3 days here, and then I've got 11 days being basically restricted in Tokyo. I'm not allowed to go into the city itself. Our phones have loads of apps on them which restrict all our movement. Apologies, I'm definitely not a cameraman. I'm just going to move that back there. And then I've got loads of tests. So I've got to get tests day in, day out. This is not like anything we've seen before, and the athletes all have to do this as well. It's not just me.
But James, you do have a great view. Yeah. I mean, nice room.
Right? It's not the Eiffel Tower. It is Tokyo, I promise. I'm in Tokyo, not Paris.
But please stay safe.
Time for him to get back to bed.
Yeah. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.